近几年来，独立制表品牌在钟表市场上大行其道，有越来越多表迷收藏家们都踏进了这个小众领域。除了因为主流品牌的表款越来越难买到之外，这一些年产量只有几百只、几千只的小型品牌，其实也有着令人惊叹的制表美学。其特殊的结构、稀有的工艺以及独特的品味质感，完全吸引到收藏家们的目光。而最近，以代理独立制表品牌为主力的瑞博品公司，就在台北举办了一场独立制表表展，聚集了瑞士、德国十几家品牌，亲自来到台湾与收藏家们见面。甚至还有品牌特别为了这一场活动，制作了数量极为稀少的限量表款，让人大开眼界。
Moritz Grossmann, so he was one of the most eminent watchmakers in Glashütte during the 19th century. He started in 1854 with his workshop, and he produced pocket watches, pendulum clocks, also measuring instruments. And Grossmann, he was a person who tried to give all his knowledge to other watchmakers. So he wrote a lot of essays and books. He translated books from French into German. And he was at least the initiator and founder of the German watchmaking school in 1878. Our vision was really to set up a real manufactory again. It means that we do construction development of movements by our own. We do prototyping in-house. And at the moment, now we are 55 persons, and we developed more than 15 calibers already. We produce 90% of all parts of the movement in-house. We have our own hands production. We made two special editions. One is here. It's the Tourbillon Royal Blue. It's a special tourbillon with a tremblage dial. And it's a few days' work to do the tremblage by the engraver. He's doing it by hand. The dial is made in 5 parts. And the tourbillon is a 3-minute flying tourbillon. It also has a second stop. We have 2 patents on the watch. And we only produce 1 piece in rose gold for Swiss Prime Brand's anniversary. And there is another piece in white gold. It's really a unique piece, a very special one.
So Heyne is a Saxonian brand, which was just founded in 2021. So it's not 300-400 years old, probably like some Swiss brands. It's quite young, but we are trying to combine the traditional watchmaking heritage of the Saxonian region with contemporary approach. So due to the reason that we have everything in-house, from the CNC department up to all the finish and assembling in one building, this is something very special. We have more than 90% of all the production in-house without any external suppliers. This is a very special thing. We are working with the manual movements. We have several complications, so most of the pieces are produced within a freehand manual movement. Because our approach is not to be the most complicated or most thinnest or biggest power reserve watch. It's just about the beauty. That's why we invest a lot in terms of a finish. That means most of the other brands stop, and that is the point we start to have fun with doing the perfect finish. So our approach is to have the perfect movement in terms of polishing, in terms of satinating, and all the things we do. So we're presenting these days the Tower Clock Homage in a special edition for Swiss Prime Brands, which is a very special watch due to the reason that there is in Glashütte is the main church, and you find there a tower clock. And we took the dial of this tower clock and brought it to the dial of the watch. So, and this is a Champlevé enamel technique, which is done also in our manufactory in-house. And it's a beautiful watch. You can find a dark black dial with golden numbers, and very nice piece. 5 pieces limited edition.
My name is Torsti LAINE. The brand is just short version LAINE. The brand philosophy could be to have like good value but high-end, high decoration wristwatches. We have a very small team, 3-4 people, and I am mostly responsible of of manufacturing the pieces and making the dials and many other things. And then I have a couple of people doing decorations and assembly. I think people would think that the customizability, that people can choose from so many different options, especially on the dial side. But all the single elements is something that can be discussed with the client, that what can be have in what color and combinations, different hands and so on. If we go in order here, this is for example 38mm automatic micro rotor movement, and in this particular watch dial we have a frosted outside dial and a blue meteorite center with triple breguet hands. And very typical model for LAINE is dial that has a full guilloche. In this case we have 3 different patterns, and all this can be customized to the client's needs. And you can notice that the hands are also different than the previous one. And this particular model has even more guilloche on the back side, so this has 5 different patterns on the whole watch. Manual movement, 40.5mm with the black polished steel bridges that always been our sort of specialty and very, very time consuming to make.
Schwarz Etienne is a Swiss brand. It has always been based in La Chaux-de-Fonds in the canton of Neuchâtel, and has been founded in 1902. Has always been in the family of Schwarz Etienne, Schwarz being the name of the husband and Etienne the name of the family name of the wife. And it has always been in the family and until 2013, where Mr. Radicki, personality of La Chaux-de-Fonds, bought the brand and relaunched the brand. Schwarz Etienne has always been known for producing watches in a certain high level. So Schwarz Etienne develops in-house their own movements, creates complete different models than what you usually see on the market. For instance, we have been doing also collaboration with LAINE for the Roma Synergy. It's a rather classic watch, but with the collaboration with LAINE, who decorated the movement and the dial. One of the newer models is geometry. The geometry is also a very special piece. You see that it's a gold dial. It's a one-piece dial and it is split in quarters. And the engraving is done on the one dial. It looks like it was 4 quarters of dial put together, but it is one gold dial. And the difficulty there is, of course, that you have 4 different decorations, so that the decorations and the colors are not mixing up.
这一场在台北举行的独立制表盛会由瑞博品公司所主办。这一家高级钟表代理商成立于10年前，专注于引进独立制表，市场遍及台湾、日本以及香港。而这一次，他们借由庆祝10周年的机会，把每一个市场的媒体、经销商以及表迷们全都聚集来到台北，创造了一个面对面沟通的平台，宛如一场小型的日内瓦表展。同时，这一种直接见面沟通的机会，也是独立制表最重要的价值。
其实最初的话，其实并没有想到，它最后的成果是什么，而是我们的初心是希望说，这10年走过来呢，其实从台湾、日本、香港、瑞士，我们在各地的就是同事们，那有一个机会聚在一起。 然后一起庆祝10周年。那从这个点去发想呢，当然这10年的过程当中，我们就不能忘了，就是这一路陪着我们走过来的这些伙伴们，所以我们就跟所有的合作的品牌协调，是不是有机会他们一起来台湾？那就慢慢的，越来越多人就是期待这个活动，所以就达到今天大家看到的这个成果。那也希望大家就是透过这一次彼此多交流，不管跟我们的玩家或是我们的市场，那日本的玩家也可以跟香港或是台湾这边做一个互动，其实是一个很好的平台。那我们就真的希望透过这个平台呢，让更多的人认识独立制表这一块的市场。
When we started 10 years ago, that was very difficult. And it was, you know, we ourselves almost considered it as may be an impossible task. But if we look at the 10 years that have passed and the way the interest has grown in independent brands, especially in Taiwan, that was just a proof of that it was a good idea to, you know, bring something special, not just the mainstream brands, into markets like Taiwan to make the customers who in the case of Taiwan are very, very mature and experienced watch customers to bring those independent brands. It goes both ways, of course. You know, we bring brands to Taiwan, but also for the brands it's good to see what Taiwan is as a market, and not everybody is lucky like me who can visit very frequently and for many years now. That's my 21st year of coming to Taiwan, right? So you saw a bit the development, and if I compare to today to 21 years back when I came the first time, that's a completely different market. And if you come less frequent, you might miss that development. So it's good to see for the brands what a market like Taiwan can do for the brand, and vice versa, what the brands can deliver to the customers, right?
所以这些独立制表的 CEO 们对于台湾钟表市场的印象是什么呢？
The Taiwan market is, yeah, we are happy to be here, and we are honored also to be here. And we started 4 years ago, I think it was 2020. And the Taiwan market is really increasing very much. And my feeling is a little bit that all people and watch aficionados here in Taiwan, they look for details. It's a bit like Japanese people as well, and I think our heritage and kind of watchmaking is fitting perfectly to the market, and we can feel it because the response is very good in Taiwan.
I can say, coming from Europe, that I really love the agility and the love which is here shown to the watches. I think the market in Taiwan is very dedicated to details. Collectors, they are focusing on very small things, and I think Lange & Heyne is perfect match for this market, as we do this a lot of effort to produce the perfect watch, so close to perfect. This is our approach, and I think especially here in the region, the collectors and the watch lovers respect our work very high.
Well, it's surprisingly active in a way. I didn't realize that there is so much collectors in Taiwan, so that was definitely there. Hong Kong is quite famous for being an important market, but I didn't realize that Taiwan is also, so that definitely was a positive surprise to me.
I see that continue to grow. You know, if it has grown the last 10 years and the market is big enough to grow that segment further, because I think that trend continues to exist, that people, customers, watch enthusiasts are looking for, they're constantly looking for where can I get something new. I think that continues. And at the same time, the brands mature as well, right? They're not as unknown as they used to be 10 years ago. So you have brand awareness increasing, you have the interest increasing from customers, and I think all this will lead to continuing growth in the Taiwanese markets, but not only, also in our other markets. Yeah.